Have you ever been in a situation where neither of the sides can ever come up with an agreement? Well, my name is Plearn, and I'm here today to discuss a concept that often goes against our instinctive nature: compromise. Compromise is both a skill and a mindset that we must actively strive to develop. However, it's not an easy task, as it demands us to step out of our comfort zones and adopt a rather cooperative approach than resolving to conflicts and fight. Also, many of the times, compromise is seen as a sign of weakness, something a really strong person wouldn't do, which is why we see people getting into small fights because they were asked to compromise for the smallest of things. They do this because they think that if they compromise just once, they'd be taken for granted forever. But this is not true. There really is more than just one meaning to compromise than giving into a situation, which is why I'm here today to shed light on the true meaning, the true importance, and different ways of achieving compromise. Now, let's discuss some of those ways. I have an example here. Quite recently, I've been wanting a pet hamster. My mother's not a fan of animals, so she's not quite fond of the idea, and my father, he didn't mind animals, but he thought that at this point, responsibility is more important, which is true. So for the last few days now, me and my parents have been getting into small arguments about this topic. If I wanted my pet really badly, I would have to find a way to convince both of my parents. So for my mother, I made her a small presentation that seemed to pretty convince her. I reassured her that I would be able to take care of the pet. My father, however, his compromise to me was that if I could show him that I'm responsible enough to take care of a hamster in a month, he'd be able to get me one. Now, if you look back at this example and many others, this may not be seen as compromise. But like I said earlier, compromise really has more than just one meaning. In this problem, compromise means resolving conflicts with a win-win situation. Learning to compromise is very difficult and time-consuming, but definitely worth the wait. Compromising is a way of showing your confidence in the situation and believing that the problem can be solved easily if we work together. If we look back at my example, many of the times when a family gets into this situation, there's only one way out, and that is either by the parents or the child getting their win of the situation. But this should not happen. Adaptation and compromise are two very, very important qualities that have allowed us humans to thrive throughout all of history. Our ability to recognize the need for change is what sets us apart. By learning to compromise and active listening, we can lay just the basic foundations for productive conversations that can lead to many amazing solutions in the future. So in conclusion, learning to compromise is indeed harder than fighting, but all the benefits gained from compromising far surpass the satisfaction you gain from arguing with others. So together, let's build a world where compromise reigns and conflicts is the past. Thank you.